What's going on, y'all? Today is Friday, February the 21st, and Pops and I are down here in the shop.
Yo!
And we've been busy this evening. It's about 7:15 p.m. right now, and we just done our nightly cleanup. Y'all know we try to sweep up our mess and keep things clean before we leave the shop, because it makes things a lot better when you come in the next day.
Yeah. Walking on gerbils.
When you come into a clean shop, you don't have that feeling that you're coming into a mess. So we try to come in with a fresh start every day, and we sweep up everything. Pops was rolling up cords and grinders just a minute ago while I was sweeping, but we got a pretty good bit done this evening on Carson's chassis. I'll turn the phone around here in just a second and show y'all what we got going on, and show y'all what we got done today. I think we've been down here about 2.5 hours probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I got down here about 4:30. So we'll show y'all what we got going on, our plans, and we'll talk about some stuff that I talked about in the last video. So y'all hang out. Oh, that was funny. We're laughing because Pop's got the chair out and he hit the cushion on it and dust went flying everywhere. So what we've gotten done is all the firewall and floor pan. Now, minus our top piece that comes on up here. We usually do it last, just so we know everything's done. All of our tabs will be in place, so we'll put that on last. There is a piece right back there behind Pops, right there. And that piece is the width that we need, and it's tall enough. We'll cut it down to, it's about 8 inches tall. We usually do it about 4 inch, 5 inch, and we'll slot the holes so guys can move it up and down to how high they want to do their decking. So some things we done different. The rules state you got to have an 8 inch tall drive shaft tunnel. So this one is spot on 8 inches. In the past, they've actually been shorter than that. We've done about 7 inch, usually about 6.5, 7 inch tunnels. But we went to full 8 inch on this one, and there's no secret around it. The reason we done that was to let more air out from under the car. So with a fab firewall, with it being moved back, I mean, you got a wind catch right here. I mean, this is flat. I don't know what they would say. We've talked about doing some different stuff up here, and we may try to push that gray area one day, but we'll get to that later. I don't want to throw that out there and then people be all over me in the comments, or I'll be getting messages on Facebook. So, but it is legal. All of our cars are legal. They've all been legal, I promise. It's just we took advantage of that and went the full 8 inch this time to get that air out from under the car. One thing we did do, or a couple of things we did different, is this top piece is all one piece, front to back, because the tunnel is the same height from the firewall to the very back. Then we done one piece here on the side, all the way front to back. So it makes it look a little cleaner. You don't have all those seams in there that we have in the past cars. So once this thing is, Pops made this point earlier, once it's painted or powder coated, it's a lot smoother in there. Looks a lot better, even though it doesn't really get seen. But we know it'll look better. So we are to the point now to where we can start doing our door bars and our foot protection bars. And once we get those done, then we can move on to our front clip, front hoop, radiator mount, all of our tabs. We still got some 1 1/4 bracing to do. We got 1 1/4 bars that need to go in here. So we left those out this time because we wanted to do the firewall and stuff first. Those bars are not hard to put in. So we got some stuff different that we're going to do on the door bars. And I'll explain that in the next video, because we'll be doing that in the next video. So just a little bit different ideas to kind of make things better and a little different here to work out better. I think in the past we've kind of just thrown bars in there for foot protection, and they have been pretty stout. I mean, they work good for foot protection, but we want our chassis to be cleaner. We want them to be neater. So That's what we're trying to get to. We're slowly changing stuff to get to the point where each chassis gets better. And once we get to a final design, then we know that's what we can build from here on out. So that's where we'll be at on the next video. And then, of course, we'll do our head support bars and our windshield bars, our diagonal and the halo. And once all that's in, brake pedal mounts, tabs, we'll get this. We'll do, we're going to do some 1-inch X bracing in the rear clip. And then, of course, we'll do a fuel cell cage, fuel cell mounts, and all that. Carson sent me the measurements today on his fuel cell that he's going to be racing or running in this chassis. So we can build a cage off of that. Over here, the last update was we were going to try to make practice. Obviously, we're not going to make practice. Practice is tomorrow. And as you see where the car's sitting, it's obviously not ready. So, with that said, let me turn this around. With that said, I want to talk about something for a second. I don't make an Amazon wish list in order to beg for stuff. People come to me and they ask how they can help. So I make an Amazon wish list because I know how things are. Sometimes you don't want to send people cash or you don't want to send them money. You know, you want to make sure that goes to what you're actually giving for. Everything that we have done from YouTube to sponsor spots on the car, decking sponsor spots, which we have a bunch open, every bit of that money has gone to this car. And I'm sure Dad can attest to that because he is watching me take that money and put it back into this race car. So if you sponsor anything or you donate something, money, parts, whatever it is, I promise you it goes on this race car. Also, if you do sponsor us something or you send us something, your name will be on the race car. I know people have asked, what's in it for them? Well, I've got to update my list here. But there's my list. That's parts, names of everything that people have sent us or given us. From Patrick and Nicole Langley. They've been watching our channel since the beginning. Shout out to them. They gave us the bell housing bolts, flywheel, pilot bushing, decking sponsor spot. Of course, Johnny B and Keith, Statement Race Cars. Y'all know them. They build some pretty badass street stocks. John and Ben at Statement sponsored our powder coat back when we finished our chassis. So, Dustin Riley, transmission, steering box, Cody Howard, spindles. And Cody messaged me last night and said he had some spring steel he'd give us for the body bracing. Truett Miller, gauges, switch panel, fuel cell, bumper cover. Jesse Merriman, my buddy at 11J Motorsports. Y'all hit him up. He's out in Oregon. He sent me a Superior steering wheel. He's even sent me some Weir's parts too.
Yeah.
So, Chuck Gibson, water pump, power steering pump, pulleys. Mike Ken, tachometer. Rick Jones, fuel line, fittings, oil pan bolt kit, fuel line filter. Dylan Jones, brake line kit. Bruce Jones, the mini starter. It works really good too. It's off Amazon. Keegan Norquist, Tomcat hubs. Keegan sponsored us a long time ago when we were putting an open wheel together. He sponsored the Tomcat hubs to us, and we put them on our floater in the factory stock. My mom, she bought my seat in decking sponsor spots. Ryan and Chelsea Motor Fab. Ryan sent us that Cuban notcher y'all see over there on that wall. We used the heck out of it.
Yeah.
We used the piss out of that thing. They sponsored the bumpers that were originally on our car. We loaned them to Dustin Riley. You still owe me bumpers, by the way. I'm just messing with you, bum. I know Dustin will watch this. He watches every video. Shout out to Ryan and Chelsea for sponsoring us bumpers back when we first finished our car. Mike Fisher, big one right here. Intake and crankshaft that he sponsored that's in that motor right there. It was a Scat 9000 crank that we had on Amazon, and the intake was on Amazon, and he bought both of them. So shout out to you, buddy. And there's been a couple people ask me, I propped my arm up on this chassis because I'm tired of holding it up, about the Amazon wish list. I sit down, I put parts on there that I need. Those parts on there are not what we want, they're what we need. Fuel pump is on there right now, All-Star fuel pump. I need a fuel pump. Y'all heard me talk about it in the last video. Wheels, we don't have any 4-inch offset or 4-inch backspace wheels that are beadlocks. So we need one of those for the right rear. 2-inch beadlock is on there. There is some spring steel on there, and I will take that off now that Cody is sponsoring us some spring steel. And the breathers, valve cover breathers for the motor. We don't have any of those. So there's 2 of those on there, and there's 2 valve cover breather covers. That stuff is like, I think the breathers are $13 a piece and the covers are $10 a piece. It doesn't matter what amount you sponsor. It's all very helpful and it's all very appreciated. And it will put your name on our car, whether it's your name, your business, whatever you want. We've talked about it in the past, but we haven't talked about it in a long time. The whole rear decking of our car is going to be people's names and what they sponsored. So our goal is, when we go racing, we want to travel some this year, and we want to run all over the Southeast. Now, I know a lot of you guys are out west, up north, and even the East Coast. So it'll be pretty much impossible for us to get that far, because I promise you, for one, it ain't in the budget. For 2, we've got to do a lot of work on some vehicles before we go anywhere past 30 minutes. But we can get there. We want you guys to sign your name on the rear decking of our car, by your name and by what parts you sponsored. And then once everyone signs it, or as individuals sign it, I'm going to put a clear vinyl over it so it stays. Again, it all goes on the car. Every part, every bit of money that's sponsored, every donation goes on that race car. We're going to get to the racetrack soon, I promise. We're getting there slowly but surely. Like I said, there's a few things we need to tidy up. Fuel pump, shocks, that's another thing. I've been talking to a local guy about shocks. I haven't decided quite yet what I want to do. I may order some more Bilstein SMX shocks. They're really good shocks. Now that we can run shock extensions, I'm not too worried about having the long left rear like everybody talks about. So I don't know if I can put those on Amazon. That may be something that I try to put on Amazon. And if somebody wanted to buy one shock, I mean, that would help. It all helps. So thank y'all very much. We just wanted to do this little short video tonight, a little update video on Carson's chassis, and just tell y'all where we're at. We do plan to work on our own car this weekend. Tomorrow, Saturday, got a couple of commitments in first thing in the morning, so it'll probably be closer to lunchtime or a little after before I get out here. And once I do, Pops and I are going to do some door bar slinging, and that way we can video that. So Sunday and tomorrow, I think my nephews are coming out. One of them's coming out for sure tomorrow. They both may be here this weekend sometime, so I'll try to get some video with them helping us. I told them what we needed done on the car. They can be working on that while we work on the chassis. And then, of course, we can help them, guide them, whatever they need, if they have questions or whatever. They're both pretty sharp. So you tell them what to do, and they'll do it. So we're going to see what we can get done this weekend. We're going to try to get this chassis finished up ASAP. hopefully this weekend. Hopefully by end of Sunday,
Yeah.
she's pretty close to being wrapped up. So, I got our spare gas bottle filled today. So we'll be good for the weekend on that. And we just put a new roll of wire on the welder a few days ago.
Yeah.
So,
That'd be easier. Then you have to roll this over.
well, yeah, depends on what day we get to that.
Yeah.
Be our look, we'll talk about rolling over Sunday and they won't show up. So, Pops and I, y'all have seen in videos of us roll these things over, and it's not easy. So, but we get it done, and we just wanted to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all sponsoring this stuff. We're gonna get to the racetrack. Everybody's name's gonna be on the car. Obviously, the side of the car is gonna be our logo, our Hound Dog chassis logo, and then our number will be on the rear quarter panel. And then there are sponsors on the door below our logo, and that's our big sponsors, you could say, that have given us some pretty good chunks. So we don't have, I say big sponsors, I mean every sponsor helps.
That's right.
Every sponsor helps, especially these days. We don't have $1,000, $1,500 sponsors, so, but we do have people that have given us money and that have helped us. So we want to honor them and put them on the car. And once we get the wrap done, hopefully we can get this thing at ride height next week. And we'll get some lead on it. We'll throw it on scales, see where it's at. And then once we get it there, we can button up this body. And as soon as we button up this body, then I can shoot Kevin Tripp a message and give him measurements for the wrap. So be looking forward to that, because the wrap looks pretty good. It's going to be pretty sharp. So we hope to get there soon, y'all. We don't mind practicing without a wrap. We don't have to have numbers on it or anything on it to go practice. So we're not going to make it this weekend. Well, we may try to practice next weekend. If not then the weekend after that. So there's a lot of practices coming up. It's getting closer to March. Tracks are getting ready for the season. So everybody's kind of opening up. But we're going to call it a night. Hope y'all enjoy this short little video. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with us. 2,075 or 2,076 subscribers, something like that. So thank you to all the new subscribers. I'm trying to get back in the rhythm of a video every couple of days. And racing season gets here, I'll have my GoPros out. And we'll have some stuff mounted on the GoPro mounted in the cage. And
We gotta get mounts.
yeah, I'm gonna order the Joe's mounts. I think that's what Hunt the Front uses, and they clamp to the roll bar. And
Cool.
I'm thinking about doing one kind of like behind my head, looking out the driver's side, and maybe one over here, looking out the windshield. And ain't no sense in me putting one on the rear bumper like a lot of people do, because I'll be the one in the back. But thank y'all very much. We're gonna get out of here. Hope y'all have a great night, great weekend. Stay safe, stay warm, because it's been very cold today. And
Yeah.
until next time.
Appreciate it, guys, gals. Thank y'all. Appreciate everything y'all do, you say. We thank y'all very much.
Absolutely.
And until next time, God bless you.
See y'all.